Oh, here we go. Remember what we're doing here. I'm going to try and factor this first one. It ain't going to happen, but we're going to prove it ain't going to happen. Okay? Here we go. So, if I look at the beginning of this, just this equation here, I'm going to try and factor it. So I need two numbers to multiply to. 2. Add 2. Good luck. Prove me wrong. What are the factors of 2? 1 and 2. That's it. Are those ever going to add to 8? So I don't know what world you're living in. 1 and 2 don't add to 8 in my world. Not even close. So we're stuck. We can't do anything. What if, I haven't shown you this yet, and this is, some of these, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. So you can scratch that out. We are going to do it. It's so quick to scratch out things. You're all down. We're not going to do it right now. We will do it later. Okay, I haven't shown it to you yet. This is in here because this is normally comes after we've done that. And I've decided to slot it, move the course around a little bit, right? So we're going to do this in Unit 4. Okay, but basically what it's saying, can I apply a process, which I will teach you, to switch it to the form y equals ax minus h squared plus k? What did we just finish doing? Factoring, but like the last lesson, what did we do? We took this form and we solved for x directly. So the question's saying, can I apply this process, which I'll teach you, to switch it to this form so that I can solve for x directly? That's what it's saying. Okay? Okay? You may or may not. That might work, it might not. Okay? But what will always work, always, even if you can factor it, is this. Always. You could take any of the questions we've done so far and plug them in to this equation. It will work. You'll get both solutions, always. Now you might be sitting there thinking, well, that's fine. I'll just on the test tomorrow, I'll just use this thing. You will see it's very annoying, right? And what was the other thing I was going to say? I was going to say something else.
Would Aussie camera can please return to the gym?
If you can't factor, yes, I want you to use this. If you write down your test can't factor, that's fine for the test tomorrow. In the future, like let's say for a word problem or something, you're not going to get any marks for can't factor this, so I'm not going to give you an answer. You can't say I didn't tell you so, because I gave you a tool to tell me an answer. That's what this is for. Okay? This is a last resort. You do not want to use this unless you have to, which is why we show you factoring, which is why we show you solving using the square root method, because it's not bad. It's easy. This is very tedious, very easy to make a sign error, and to do 40 of these things is very annoying. Yeah, but if I had to choose to do 40 of anything, I would probably choose to do 40 factoring questions. Oh, we're here. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's perfect.
Perfect timing?
They're perfect timing. Okay, this is Miss Bierce. You may or may not know Miss Bierce from such shows as the Quadratic Equation show.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay, you ready? You better ask them if they're ready.
Are you ready? Do you have any idea why I'm here? Oh, are you going to memorize it?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you are.
are.
Because you're not going to be able to not know that after I'm done. Are you ready? So, this is. Don't cover up my lyrics. These
No,
are my
no.
lyrics.
I'm making sure we're capturing the audio.
No, you're not.
So I can't stop it now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So those are my lyrics. I've never been captured doing this before. It's to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. Ready? X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a.
There you go.
Isn't that great?
Pop goes the weasel.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
There you go.
So you can now sing it to yourself, and good luck hearing it. Well, good luck writing it out without singing it to yourself now.
It's buried in there.
It will be haunting your dreams. Okay. See you later.
See you. I can't believe the timing on that. Perfect. I just pulled it up.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Amazing.
Huh? You'll get it. There you go. You'll get it. It's there now. Seeds planted. It's just going to fester. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Remember we said with the quadratic equation from the first lesson, or today's first lesson, it can only be used if the quadratic looks like this, which we call what? Does anybody know? We haven't spent a lot of time discussing the different kinds. We'll do that kind of as a summary recap at the very end. But this is what we call standard form. Okay, where you have ax squared plus bx plus c. There's a, b, c are just coefficients, right? They're just numbers in front of something, right? Like any trinomial. Okay, let's go down here. So this coincidentally is just the one we couldn't factor from above, right? Two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to 8 don't exist. At which point we're stuck using the quadratic equation because we can't factor it, right? So here's what I always do. I would recommend doing it this way. You never make a mistake. I write on the side, if I were, before I go further, okay, I'm just going to write standard form underneath. You don't have to do this every time. Okay, this is just for me to illustrate what's what. Okay, A is equal to 2. C is equal to C, obviously. There you go. What do you think you're going to do with that? Sing it. No, I'm not singing it. Okay, I'm going to plug it into the equation. I see B's, I see A's, I see C's, and I see another A. You're going to take each of these, A, B, C, and you're going to plug them into their appropriate places in the equation. And then just type into your calculator. Not forgetting the plus minus. Don't forget the plus minus. Okay? So you can see after I ask you to do 15 of these, it might place a little bit more emphasis on actually doing your factoring homework so that you don't have to rely on this thing. Yes?
So in this, our like B is positive, but in this it says
Yeah? You're just replacing, I'll type it in a sec and then you guys will see, but you're physically replacing each of them with the number that you have assigned over here in your little checklist. I recommended making that list every single time so that you don't make a mistake plugging in something. Because the worst thing in the world is I spent 5 minutes doing this, I made one little sign error and got the wrong answer. Nothing less fun than that. This already isn't much fun. You don't want to make it less fun by getting the wrong answer. Yes, go.
So like never just make it through like that.
Well, I'm going to ask you, yeah, in the test for Unit 5, I will ask you to solve using quadratic equation.
Are you gonna give us a quadratic equation?
I may or may not, depending on how well the song memorization goes.
Can you try to sing it? I can't.
You can see it.
You should try. It's hard.
The song?
Yeah.
That's in there. It's just kind of like, I've heard it a bunch of times. It's all good. I don't need to sing it. I know I have it. I can write it there. I can regurgitate it on request.
I can't sing.
Okay. Let's plug stuff in. X equals negative. That doesn't change. The b value is 8. Plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 times times 2 times 1, all divided by 2 times 2. Okay? Here we go. X equals negative 8 plus or minus. I'm going to start doing the work inside the square root. If you get a nice number, which you won't because it's not factorable, that's an ideal situation. But I'm just going to do the work underneath the square root. So I'm going to get the square root of 64 minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 1 is 8. All divided by 4. Okay? Now, what a lot of people have confusion with is when I divide by 4, you have 2 pieces here. They are both divided by 4. Okay? You could do this either way. It doesn't really matter. I always just kind of like, I have negative 8 divided by 4 plus minus the square root of 56 divided by 4. You can do it that way, or you can go negative 8 plus minus the root of 56 divided by 4. That's also okay. It's a little cleaner that way, I think. Okay? But this here, both of these are equal statements. Okay, I'm going to do it this way because I think it's a little compressed and shorter. I just think you guys are going to want to do it the shortest way too. Okay. Okay, so I'll erase this here and I'll slide the other thing back. Okay, I just want to illustrate that it does not matter to me which way you do this. I'm just trying to give you the fastest way. I think this might be the fastest way here. Okay, now who can do, because I'm good at math, but not that good. What's the root of 56? Well, we're going to have to be a little bit more accurate than something around 7.4. How'd you get that? You did that before, surely. No. Okay, divided by 4. Okay, now you can get 2 statements. Okay, just like before. X equals negative 8 plus 7.4 divided by 4, and x is equal to negative 8 minus 7.4 divided by 4. Who wants to give me 2 numbers? Somebody do the plus one first and tell me what the number is. They're your answers, okay?
7.5, not 7.4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, if we finish, try the next one. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it now. Just want to give you guys some time. Okay, try it. The next one's the same thing. Just try the next one on your own. Okay, and then I'll write down the solution. Okay? Just take a minute and try it. I always write down for the reasoning of if I have a negative as one of the ABC values, like particularly the B, the negative B would be a negative with a negative turns into a positive. It's very easy to forget that negative in that instance. Okay. So for that reason, I always write down A equals B equals C equals as a little list, and then I substitute them into the equation. Then I go. Then it's literally a calculator exercise. There's nothing crazy going on here. It looks chaotic, but it's really not that bad. And it always works. That's kind of the nice thing. -2, yeah. Okay. So in the next question, C is negative. So you've got to plug the negative C into the equation.
There you go.
Great suspense.
But there's no need for suspense.
Yeah. No, he just doesn't like it.
It's good for everybody. It's not. It's not good.
I have one more to do.
Is it called?
Balls, yeah.
What?
The other thing is, not that I'm hoping Tobias comes back today, because it's not that happening, but I have to write a second version.
You told me that you might be back on Thursday.
Yeah, okay, so I was just hoping he'd be back today, to give you your test, then I wouldn't have to write a second one, but.
Yeah, we're gonna be like sending photos and they can't do it.
It's going to be interesting to see if anybody actually gets 100 in here.
On the test, or something?
In the course.
I read it.
I don't know how anyone would
I got it.
There's 4 or 5 of you sitting at like perfect right now.
Hang on, that sucks.
I mean,
It's a bump up.
I mean, this is my class, to be honest. No, I'm just getting a lot harder.
It's gonna get harder.
Haven't listened to it.
I don't know, only talk to your class.
But no.
No.
Yeah, sorry, you forgot why I forgot.
Yes.
I don't know. It's not that bad.
The way I look at square roots, I've always done this, is just like, I look at like perfect squares that are rounded, right?
Yeah, yeah.
64, 49.
Yeah,
I thought this
somewhere in the middle.
like 7 points.
Okay? I'll write this one, okay? Here's the thing. If I ask you to do 5 or 6 of these questions, and every one of the questions that you write, like, you go to do. If you write out the equation every time you go to write it out, like do the question, chances are you're going to lock it in. Right? Maybe. Maybe it's going to take you 12 times, right? Maybe it takes you 4. I don't know. Maybe it takes you 2. I don't know. But every time I go to write the question out, x is the negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. By the time you finish all the questions I asked you to do, it should be locked in there. If you write it out every time. It's probably good practice to write it out anyway.
Mr. Cut,
Yes?
where'd you get the b squared?
B squared's in the equation.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's yeah.
Hey. The equation. That big and
Yeah, the song.
Rachel came and sang it.
Did she?
Yeah.
Has everyone learned it now and you're all gonna sing it?
Almost.
I don't know. I think it could be elevated if some bagpipes were played at the same time. I'm just saying.
They don't know that yet.
You don't know this about you?
No.
Oh, not until tomorrow.
Not until tomorrow. It's a secret.
Just saying, it was kind of given away when you wore that shirt.
What shirt?
The one that said pipe man.
What does that mean?
He plays bagpipe.
You playing bagpipes?
Yes.
It's not a secret anymore.
It's because somebody spilt the beans.
It's pretty loud.
I'm observing you.
Why do you have to say that?
Oh, you're like retarded.
Wait. Yeah, no, I was just making sure we didn't have any more. Okay. I'm going to do number 2. Okay. As a group. Actually, I don't even need to do the whole question because there's 2 examples there now. Okay. But I'm going to set this question up. And then I'm going to illustrate why we're doing what we're doing again. Okay. I need, what's the different, what does standard form look like? It needs to look like that. That number 2 doesn't look like that yet. So the first thing you got to do is switch it to that. Okay, so to do that, you're going to go. You guys have the back of your page too, eh? Should I just turn the page over? You guys can use the back. Okay, turn the page over. I never paid attention to how little space there was there. Okay, so I'll write it here. So I'm just going to switch it. Now, I don't want to do this stuff above if I don't have to. So let's check. Does it multiply to two numbers that multiply to 4 times 9? It's 36. This is a fantastic question.
Isn't it negative 12?
Oh, don't burst my bubble. Yes, it is. Yes, sorry. Hold on, one sec. That doesn't burst it too much. Hold on, one sec. This is still a fantastic question. I do not.
But,
Listen.
Mr. McFry, wouldn't that mean what it adds to would have to be negative 12 as well?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Red Ed, how did you do this question? Number 2. Okay, you need to go take a look at this, please. I'm doing something on purpose here. Okay? I do not want to do this using the quadratic equation if I don't have to.
Which one?
Number 2. I don't want to do any question with the quadratic equation if I don't have to.
But it looks simple.
What page is this on?
See, this is a problem. Just have a seat and follow along, please. There you go. Your page blew away. You didn't even notice. Okay? It looks like I can find two numbers that multiply to 36 and add to negative 12. What are they? Well, start writing out the factors. 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 does not, 5 does not, 6 times 6. Oh, goodness. What if I made them both negative? Okay, that's fine. Split the middle term up. 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. Break the question in half. Take out a 2x. What's left? X minus 3. Yes, I mean 2x minus 3. I was still staring at it. I hadn't caught the mistake, but I was staring at it as it didn't look right. In the second half, I'm going to take out a positive or negative, because that's going to give me the same piece on the other side, 2x minus 3. Well, this is kind of a weird question. I don't think you've seen this before. Just so everybody relax. Don't you spoil the surprise either, Retta. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, goodness. That was a lot of work also. So, it was less work than doing the stuff up top. That's for sure. But this looks oddly nice. You just look at this equation, you go, okay, this oddly looks nice. It's refreshing for some apparent reason. I don't know why. I can't put my thumb on it, but it looks nice. I can square root the first, square root the last, take the sign from b. 2x, 9, sign from b was negative. squared. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting too excited. Too excited. I literally did that in one step.
Is this being recorded or no?
Yes.
You haven't paused the video since the start of the class?
No, I make 2 videos.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's a long video.
Just more content for the channel, buddy. 3 hours? What's this guy doing?
I make 100 emails.
I think that's been done a little bit already. Okay? I don't want to, and you don't want to use this quad. You don't want to do this. You only want to use it in specific situations where you have no other choice, is the point. You also don't want to factor a complex trinomial where you can recognize a perfect square trinomial. The work in green is the work for the perfect square trinomial. It's done in one step relative to the black. Look at how much black there is there. I could just square root the first and square root the last and take the sign from B and be done.
We should have done the quadratic formula.
We could, but I don't want to. I've already done it twice. You don't want to do it either. Because, trust me, you don't want to do one more question after I assign you 8 to do. At the very least, this should give you an appreciation for what factoring does for you. It limits your work, especially the tedious kind.